Hello, welcome back to Smarmalade Plays Autumn's Journey! Auralee and Kerr just fought some kind of big-ass bird. And now they're still going to the cave, and the game's very quiet for some reason. I wove through the trees until it finally gave up chasing me. Then, sighing in relief, I looped back and returned to Kerr, who was also at a safe distance. Looks like it gave up. But what about its young? It'll be fine. The feathers will grow back, and it can still hop back to its nest. Its babies won't need to eat as constantly at this stage anyway.
Thanks.
You sure know a lot about them. Thanks for the suggestion. He snorted indignantly. Cheh! I already told you, they're food. Of course I'd know about them. Soon the forest was quiet once again, with only the sounds of our footsteps and the tap of Kerr's walking stick breaking the silence. Surprisingly, he did not protest when I suggested a safer route, nor when I walked nearly shoulder to shoulder with him. I had the feeling that starting a regular conversation would push my luck, so I kept my mouth shut and instead hoped for no more setbacks. We came to a cave place. This is it?
Yeah.
Smiling. Yeah, it's not a very deep cave. You simply take a turn and the altar is right there.
What the hell?
That's it? No complex mazes? No shiny sacred magic lake with a guardian or anything? Hey, we did what we could. This is a modest altar. I took a deep breath and smiled reminiscently. I haven't been here in years. I think I came before to make the occasional offering around harvest season. I gave Kerr a cheerful look, but he continued forward, ignoring my recollections. I shrugged and followed, quickly catching up to him. Kerr awkwardly knelt down before the altar, discarding the walking stick once he was comfortable. His eyes closed with a softened scowl, almost as if he was meditating. Suddenly, his mineral-like ears perked, and he stared directly at the statue. There was no change in atmosphere, but I could tell Kerr was angry. His hand tightly gripped his knee. I know we're connected! I demand that you remove this stupid curse! He fell silent, and I looked around in amusement. He was talking to someone? But I could not hear the other half of the conversation. For some reason, that made me even more attentive as I tried to piece everything together. You can't be serious! So I said a few things, but... Huh? Yes, I've met one! That's how I found the altar in the first place! He whirled towards me and blinked in confusion, as if studying me for the first time. I stiffened, wondering why he was staring at me so intensely. Once he finally turned away, I relaxed, although I could not help but feel anxious about the discussion. What about me?
Annoying.
Weak, pathetic, gives strange names to animals, doesn't seem to know much about Ishtara or how the world works. Is he referring to Heavenkind in general, or just me? What? I guess their food is half decent or something. What? No. You're not sending me on a pointless inspirational quest. I'm not a child. I can't even walk in this form. So your plan is... At that moment, a blinding light flashed from where Kerr was standing, and I flinched in shock. Whoa, Kerr! By the time I had knelt down and worryingly grabbed his shoulder, the flash had already disappeared. In one smooth movement, Kerr removed my hand and stood up without the walking stick. His eyes still seemed focused beyond me, and he slowly nodded to himself. Did your powers return or something? He extended his palm and lurched toward the ground, slamming it against the hard stone. The entire cave shook. The tremor visibly and mentally shook me as well, and my heart pounded loudly. I felt so paralyzed that I couldn't even scream. Once I found my balance, I looked bewilderingly at Kerr, who smugly flexed his unarmed. That whole sentence was a shit show. His unharmed fingers. I stared curiously at his cocksure expression and his cock. So... He barely glanced in my direction. It's not exactly what I wanted. However, a portion of my original powers and strength are back, along with my balance. I can actually be comfortable in this form now. He gave a dismissive kick to the walking stick, then promptly walked away from the altar. I mustered a small smile.
Right.
Well, that's promising at least. What will you do next? Do what he ordered me to and become normal again.
I don't need your help.
I can handle this on my own. So you don't need to follow me. I had to anyway. There was only one way out of the cave. But as soon as we were out in the open air, I'd read everything here wrong so far. Kerr took off running with a grace and speed I'm sure no real heavenkind could ever replicate. I blinked once, and sure enough, I was alone. I scratched the back of my head, still absorbing what just happened. You're welcome? Burying my head in my hands, I shook out my hair in frustration. Was I expecting something from this? Getting laid by a dragon in the forest. Well, a thank you would have been nice. I tapped my sword hilt for reassurance. It's what a knight does. They help the weak and demonstrate their generosity when it is needed. Well, Kerr's not weak anymore. He can definitely take care of himself now. I guess my duty is done.
Right.
Mission complete. Just some experience as a reward and a discarded walking stick. Deciding not to linger any longer, I started walking back toward Barry. My parents would certainly be worried by now. Chapter 2. Welcome back! Welcome back! I trekked back through the forest, careful to avoid any more wild animals. When I reached the spot where I'd previously set up camp, I decided to take a quick break to eat. I unwrapped my bread and cheese, poking half-heartedly at their grainy texture as I stared at the remains of the campfire. As I was about to take a bite, I had an odd feeling of discomfort and glanced sideways. Am I really imagining things? Or do I see this fucking bitch sticking his head out from behind the fucking tent? What the fuck are you even doing? I sighed. Kerr, I know you're there. You don't have to hide. There was only silence at first, but I heard a slight rustle and turned my head again. Seriously, you just moved to another location. I hope you weren't going to wait until I was asleep to steal my stuff.
Shut up!
I wasn't planning to do anything like that! Kerr reluctantly emerged from behind one of the bigger trees. His expression looked conflicted, and I could tell he did not want to be with me again. After we'd slept with each other once already. Welcome back. Did you miss me? No, but then I realized you wouldn't be able to find the next. What? I wouldn't be able to find the next altar without you. Well, you're out of luck. I don't know the whereabouts of any other dragon caves, nor am I carrying more apple tarts if you're hungry. There really is no reason to stick with me. You'll need to get another guide or find someone else that can help. But I don't want to go through the trouble of finding anyone else, at least until I get my bearings. I have no clue where to go from here. A small idea formed in my head. Wait, perhaps I could accompany Kerr to Oliver. What's Oliver? Who? Whatever. If I explain the situation to Mom, maybe she'll consider writing me the night recommendation letter. Yeah! Woo! Nighttime!
Right.
Then, well, if you'd like, I'll accompany you to Barry. From there, we can travel to Oliver. It's a huge city. You could probably find directions to the other altars there. Does that sound acceptable? He grumbled in agreement and sat down on the fallen log I was using, but near the edge to leave plenty of space between us. My master also asked for me to interact with Heavenkind more. And I've already been with you long enough. Nice to know I'm tolerable to be around. And your master doesn't seem that bad. He has an interest in working with Heavenkind. I guess he didn't like it when one of his pupils didn't share his point of view. I grinned wryly. At least he was kind enough to curse you with some clothes. I didn't think dragons normally wore clothes. Is that a spell, or are those the genuine articles? Can I take them off? Naked! Kerr tugged on his shirt as if suddenly aware of it. I think it's a spell? It won't wear off or anything, will it? Wink wonk. He scoffed. Huh. I assure you the spell won't wear off from my clothes. It's just that I don't want to glance back during, I don't know, the heat of battle and catch your stark ass naked.
Shut up.
That'd never happen. Jeez, why are you interested in seeing me shirtless? If you want, I can take these off right—
Focused.
Please, no. I trust in the magical sustainability of those clothes, so please keep them on. Besides, you'll stay warmer that way. Is that why Heavenkind wear them? Something like that. Plus, we have like boobies and penises and stuff, and we don't want to see that all day flopping around. I pulled off some of the bread and popped it into my mouth. Kerr watched briefly with interest before haughtily averting his eyes. Let me guess, you're hungry as well. I don't know what Heavenkind consume, but I don't think I can eat what I normally would. As he pursed his lips, I handed him the rest of the bread.